Okay, you all. So we were on the airplane.
Yeah.
Headed to D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting up there looking at Nancy Pelosi. I got so mad that I know the man in the back was like, what was wrong? The man behind us was like, what's wrong with Diamond?
Ooh, answer.
Because it was too much.
Like, are you serious?
But by the time we landed in D.C., they had already had all of this foolishness playing out.
Right,
So we on the plane watching it all go down. The lies began flying all over the place. You had the media starting to say that President Trump had broke the law. He did this and he did that. You had Nancy Pelosi saying she was going to make a statement around about 5 p.m.
Right.
I think we had already landed.
We had just landed.
We had just landed when she did her shenanigans.
But
leading up to it, we were on a plane watching it all go down.
And leading up to it, the president had put out a tweet that he was going to declassify and unredact the transcript.
The transcript, that's right.
And this was before she actually did.
That's right.
Her impeachment inquiry announcement.
That's right. Thank you, DM. So on YouTube, I see you. Okay, so we listening to all of this here go down. First of all, they never talked about the president at the United Nations.
Well, I mean,
where was we at? Was we headed to DC too? We had to do it.
We was
on
the
layoff.
plane.
We was on the plane,
and we got to listen to his speech.
His speech was phenomenal.
Yes.
He did a phenomenal speech. All talking about conservatism and letting people know, listen, take care of your own country.
Take care of your country, yes.
I'm taking care of mine. Get your countries where they can be prosperous, where they have economic opportunity.
Yes.
He hit back at Facebook and said, you all, this ain't tyranny. You all ain't no dictators.
That's
People
right.
are going to be able to have their First Amendment rights. I mean, he hit on a lot of things, which was beautiful. So when I was looking at Fox, I was shocked to see Nancy Pelosi on there talking this nonsense. She was at some event, but I couldn't believe Fox had played it out like that.
Played it out.
No worries. I sat there and I listened to her, and I'm like, she's not making any sense. And then by the time we landed, there was the announcement.
And it seemed like she's making a mockery of this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I take my vote very serious. Because I know what it means. But I feel like the Democrats are making a mockery of the American people.
Right.
And don't realize that we have feelings too.
That's right.
And a lot of us are getting really pissed off.
Pissed to the off. Pissed to the HELL off.
Yep.
Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, first it was Russia.
Yes.
Couldn't find any Russia collusion. So we calling this here the witch hunt 2.0.
Yeah.
Because now they're trying to find some Ukraine collusion. Okay? All right. And I tweeted out something the other day. People, read the transcript for yourself. Read the transcript.
Yes.
For yourself.
Yes.
Do not go on what the left-wing media and some on the right are saying.
Yes.
Read it for yourself.
Well, we're going to read it tonight.
And we're going to read it tonight.
Okay. Over it,
okay.
Yeah.
So she, go ahead, Sylvia.
Well, no, I was just going to say, so Nancy Pelosi, yes, she pushed forward with the impeachment.
Right.
But here was my deal.
Come on.
There was no transcript. Of the conversation that it came out. No transcript from the whistleblower, no complaint. We saw absolutely nothing.
Well, she pushed an inquiry of impeachment to me based on hearsay.
Based on hearsay, because it was not based on any type of high crime.
That's right, or misdemeanor.
Like
because in order to impeach a president, you cannot impeach based on your political bias.
Right.
It have to be high crimes and misdemeanor.
That's right.
Okay?
You're absolutely right.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we understand that. You want to go into this here?
We're almost there.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to say that, Nancy Pelosi has a problem.
Well, she has a problem, and I don't know who's supposed to solve the problem, because I know we the people hold Congress accountable, but who holds Nancy Pelosi accountable when she get in front of the American people, launched this inquiry of impeachment, but didn't have nothing to go on but hearsay?
Right.
Because hearsay is inadmissible in court, so why are they making it admissible in Congress?
Did I say it admissible in Congress?
That's right. When it's inadmissible in court.
And they making it admissible in Congress.
Right, that's right.
So we tweeted.
Go ahead.
And we tweeted, when will Lindsey Graham opened up an investigation on Nancy Pelosi. She launched an impeachment inquiry before knowing facts. Did she already have firsthand knowledge of what was in the whistleblower complaint since he or she was fed secondhand info? Who planted the plant?
Oh, I like it.
Because some stuff was not making sense.
That's right.
How are you going to say we're going to impeach him on some hearsay stuff, but you're not impeaching him on facts?
On facts. You have no facts.
That's what you're
that's just like somebody say, you told me something.
Yes.
I go to the police department, like I seen it and I witnessed. And the police come and start investigating you and looking at you because of hearsay. That's not going to hold up in the court of law.
Well, I like how you said something the other day.
How did I say it,
How
girl?
we've been blowing the whistle on Congress since 2015.
That's right. Most of them up there is corrupt.
That's right. Because we want to know how they filthy rich off $174,000 a year salary. Now listen, you all. Keep in mind that the Trump administration reportedly began placing transcripts of Trump's calls with several foreign leaders in a high classified repository after leakers publicly divulged the contents of Trump's private calls with the leader of Mexico and Australia in 2017.
So they were protecting those calls and making them more. Thank you, Nalene's pod.
Yeah.
They was protecting them to make sure that nobody would take and leak that call out.
Exactly.
Or leak any calls out.
Okay, and now you got to remember one thing, and you all let's say another disclaimer. Okay. We are going to go over tonight.
We surely are.
You know it. I mean,
because we want to break this down.
We did a lot of research and some stuff. It's just we got to really disclose this. Talk about this,
and we have to discuss it because we know that it's weighing on the American people.
Yes.
But instead of listening to sensationalized sound bites so people can get ratings, let's look at the facts and the truth.
Let's talk about it.
Because see, all this can be scrapped real quick.
Real quick.
But you got them sensationalizing a narrative and they telling a lie.
A darn lie.
That's what it is.
Now you got to remember that there was a lot of Obama leftovers.
That's right.
Okay? Within the intelligence department.
Right.
Still around our president.
Right.
And if you remember, before and even after the inauguration, we told you all that something wasn't right.
That's right.
We're going to have to go into deep prayer for our president. He is surrounded really, truly, absolutely by the swamp.
That's right.
We told you all that. And so when you have these different people sitting there staged to do this and staged to do that, Obama lapsing the surveillance laws and different things. Look, all of this stuff were like landmines put in place. Okay? Because they do not want our president to succeed. Originally it's supposed to be Hillary Clinton.
Right.
They wanted her to be the president so that she can hide all of this stuff. But everything is floating to the top.
Right.
So, you know, the next day, the transcript was released.
The transcript was released, okay? So, can we go? You want us to go on and read the transcript?
No. Okay. Almost there. And I'm doing
okay, I got you so that we can be in order. Because, you know, I can be all over the place.
Because a lot of stuff that the media was reporting was lies.
It was taken out of context. Okay.
Right.
So, the mainstream media, this is what they're trying to say.
This is what they're trying to say.
The mainstream media, the very fake news is trying to say that the president pressured a foreign government to investigate a political opponent.
That's the lie.
Okay, that's the lie.
That's the lie.
The narrative that they've sensationalized.
That they're trying to push.
Okay, but can I just say this here?
Go ahead.
There's a difference between interference and requesting information.
That's right.
There's a big difference.
That's a difference
with that. Okay.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
Okay. Now
they're trying to say that our president pressured a foreign leader to dig up dirt on a political opponent.
Again,
okay.
There's a difference between interference and requesting information.
Okay, so nothing, and we're going to go over the transcript in a few seconds. Nothing about the 2020 election was brought up.
Nothing about the 2020 election was brought up.
Nothing about withholding aid was mentioned.
Nothing about withholding aid.
Nothing about the DNC or the Democrats was mentioned.
Come on.
Their names was not mentioned. No quid pro quo. No threats, no pressure. And the only way to prove it is to read all of the information instead of dissecting a few sentences.
That's right.
Like I saw a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a whole
Well,
lot
not
of
only
the mainstream
dissecting a
media.
few. Look at Adam Schiff, how he added his own little flavor
Oh, yeah,
to
we're
it.
going to get to you, Adam.
Yes.
Shifty Schiff.
That's
So
right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How can you dig up dirt against Biden when he's on video bragging about his own dirt?
That's right.
He bragged about how he blackmailed, bribed, and extorted the Ukrainian by threatening to withhold $1 billion in aid unless they fire the prosecutor.
That's right.
There's nothing to dig up because Biden's sugar honey iced tea was already floating to the top.
He the one. He's so arrogant.
Yeah.
He the one arrogantly let it all out
Let
what
it all
he did
hang out.
and joked and laughed about it
That's
like it
right.
was funny.
That's
And
right.
it wasn't nothing funny. So you can't dig up anything on somebody when that person already put it out there in the street.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So now one more thing I wanted to go
Come
over,
on,
and the
come on.
reason why I want to go over this is because when you get to the transcript, I want you to understand
Right.
what went down. Okay.
Come on.
In 1999, Bill Clinton signed a treaty agreement between the U.S. and Ukraine, which allows legal assistance from the Ukraine when prosecuting a wide variety of crimes. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have a way of searching that, Google, if they still have it up, feel free to look
read
at
the
it.
treaty.
Yeah.
And this was signed November 10th, 1999.
It was in 1999.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So it talks about. Hold on one second.
Do we need to read it?
I wish you would.
Okay,
'cause
so
it's
here's what
important.
it says. The White House, November 10th, 1999, to the Senate of the United States, with a view to receiving the advice and consent of the Senate to ratification, I transmit herewith the treaty between the United States of America and Ukraine on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters with annex, signed at Kyiv on July 22nd, 1998. I transmit also for the information of the Senate an exchange of notes, which was signed on September 30, 1999, which provide for its provisional application, as well as the report of the Department of State with respect to the treaty. The treaty is one of the series of modern mutual legal assistance treaties being negotiated by the United States in order to counter criminal activities more effectively. The treaty should be an effective tool to assist in the prosecution of a wide variety of crimes, including drug trafficking offenses. The treaty is self-executing. It provides for a broad range of cooperation in criminal matters. Mutual assistance available under the treaty includes taking of testimony or statements of persons, providing documents, records, and identifying articles of evidence. Serving documents, locating or identifying persons, transferring persons in custodies for testimonies or other purposes, executing requests for searches and seizures, assisting in proceedings related to restraints, confiscation, forfeitures of assets, restitution, and collection of fines, and any other form of assistance not prohibited by the law of the requested state. I recommend that the Senate give early and favorable consideration to the treaty and give its advice and consent to ratification.
And that was signed by William
J. Clinton. Okay,
Bill
so there
Clinton.
was a treaty.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and you know what? That allows the president
That's
to
why
work
we're about
with
to get into
Ukraine
it, yes.
about corruption.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Now.
Now.
So let's talk about the
Down to the goody.
the classified, and we thought it was important to read this because I tweeted out, "Hey, you should read this for yourself. The president did no wrong." So
Yeah.
we're gonna read it tonight, okay? And if you all have a copy, get your copy. We can go over
your
together,
copy,
and we're
get
gonna
your
break
copy.
it down how we see it, okay?
We got to break it down the way they stated it.
Because hey, we can see this with all 8 of our eyes right
Yep.
here.
They forgot we wear glasses.
They forgot, and they forgot. We on to them.
That's right.
Okay, so here it goes, you all.
Okay.
It was a telephone conversation between President Zelensky of Ukraine and the President of the United States.
And this here was on July 25th, 2019 at 9:03 a.m.
And the phone call looked like it only lasted a few minutes.
About 30 minutes.
Okay, about 30 minutes. Okay.
Well, it's saying to 9:33, but
Okay.
I don't know if this 30 minutes worth of talk. But
Okay, that's
still.
why I said a few minutes, but okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is what the president said. The president said, "Congratulations on your great victory. We all watched from the United States, and you did a terrific job. The way you came from behind, somebody who wasn't given much of a chance, and you ended up winning easily. It's a fantastic achievement. Congratulations. There's nothing wrong with what he said. He called to congratulate this president.
Yep, for winning the parliamentary election.
Right.
I don't know if I'm saying that word right, and you all got to remember that
Parliamentary.
I'm from the country, okay?
Yes.
So I do not know. Let me just be honest. I am not politically correct when it comes down to pronouncing a lot of words because I am from the country.
Yes.
But I do my damn best, and y'all know what I'm talking about.
That's
okay?
right.
All right. So parliamentary election is what was won by Zelensky party.
And the president
called to congratulate him.
Okay. So President Zelensky said, "You are absolutely right, Mr. President. We did win big, and we worked hard for this. We worked a lot, but I would like to confess to you that I had an opportunity to learn from you." Can I stop right there?
Stop right there.
So it seems to me that President Zelensky admires President Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
For the way he did, for the way he operates. It looked like he took some lessons from the president.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any pressure, y'all? Y'all see any pressure?
I don't see no pressure.
Any pressure points?
Okay. None
Okay.
whatsoever.
All right.
Okay. Then Zelensky went on to say, "We used quite a few of your skills and knowledge and were able to use it as an example for our elections. And yes, it is true that these are unique elections. We are in a unique situation that we are able to achieve a unique success. I'm able to tell you the following. The first time you called me to congratulate me when I won the presidential election, and the second time you are now calling me when my party won the parliamentary election. I think I should run more often so you can call me more often and we can talk over the phone more often." So it seems like that he was really happy that the president was calling.
But can I say one thing now? Because what the news is reporting is that the president called him to ask him to dig up dirt on Biden.
Do y'all hear any of that? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now the president laughed.
He
He said, "That's a very good idea. I think your country is very happy about that." President Zelensky said, "Well, yes. To tell you the truth, we are trying to work hard because we wanted to drain the swamp here in our country."
Can you read that?
Yes,
can
I
you
can.
read
Yes,
that
I can.
sentence again?
He said, President Zelensky said, "Well, yes. To tell you the truth, we are trying to work hard because we wanted to drain the swamp here in our country."
Can I say one thing?
Say it, girl.
Zelensky nor President Trump, they didn't know that this here was going to be unclassified.
Right.
And the whole public was going to see this right here.
That's right.
So this wasn't planned.
That's right.
Okay?
And it sounds like Zelensky know that there's some corruption going on. And just like we trying to drain the swamp over here, they're trying to drain the swamp over there.
Okay. Read.
Okay, read on. Okay. He says, we brought in many new people. Now that old politicians, not the typical politicians. Not the old politicians, not the typical politicians, because we want to have a new format and a new type of government. You are a great teacher for us, and in that. So here, let me stop right there.
Stop right there.
So that lets me know that the old government must have been corrupt in some kind of way.
Okay.
That's my opinion about that.
Okay.
When I read that,
right?
Do y'all hear any quick pro quo?
Any pressure?
Do you hear any kind of pressure?
Anybody talking about digging or anything?
Okay. No. Yes.
All right.
Let's move. Now
on.
here's what the president said. Well, it's very nice for you to say that. I will say that we do a lot for Ukraine. We spend a lot of effort and a lot of time, much more than the European countries are doing, and they should be helping you more than they are. Germany does almost nothing for you. All they do is talk, and I think it's something that you should really ask them about. Stop right there.
Stop right there.
The president stated what the European countries do and how they don't really do nothing for Ukraine. So Ukraine need to start talking up for themselves. Did that sound like any kind of harassment, quid pro quo, pay for play, and pressure to y'all?
Any?
Don't sound like none to me. Okay. And then he went on to say, all they do is talk, and I think it's something that you should really ask them about. When I was speaking to Angela Merkel, she talks Ukraine, but she doesn't do anything. A lot of the European countries are the same way, so I think it's something you want to look at. But the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. I wouldn't say that it's a reciprocal necessarily, because things are happening that are not good, but the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. Okay? So he just basically say, we know there's some corruption going on up in there.
Yeah.
But we still been good to you, Ukraine. We still been good to you.
We still been good to you. There was a point that I wanted to make on this right here.
Okay, come on.
I'll circle back around to it once I find it, because I noticed that the very fake news is reporting as far as whenever President Trump said that the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine, I wouldn't say that it's reciprocal necessarily, that they didn't understand what reciprocal mean, what he was talking about when he said reciprocal, but they didn't read before and they didn't read after to understand what he was talking about.
Reciprocate. You do it for me, I do it for you. Right. So the Ukraine must not be put. I'm
gonna get to it.
Okay, you're gonna break that down.
I'm gonna break it down.
Okay, so here's what President Zelensky came back and said. Yes, you are absolutely right. Not only 100%, but actually 1,000%. And I can tell you the following. I did talk to Angela Merkel, and I did meet with her. I also met and talked with Macron, and I told them that they are not doing quite as much as they need to be doing on the issues with the sanctions. They are not enforcing the sanctions. They are not working as much as they should work for Ukraine. It turns out that even though logically the European Union should be our biggest partner, but technically the United States is a much more bigger partner than the European Union. And I'm very grateful to you for that, because the United States is doing quite a lot for Ukraine.
Any pressure?
No pressure at all. This is the president of Ukraine. Right.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, much more than the European Union, especially when we are talking about the sanctions against the Russia Federation, I would also like to thank you for your great support in the area of defense. We are ready to continue to cooperate for the next steps. Specifically, we are almost ready to buy more javelins from the United States for defense purposes. All right.
And those are like shoulder fire missiles is what the javelins are.
Okay. All right. So the President Trump comes back and said, I would like you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say crowd strike. I guess you have one of your wealthy people, the server. You say Ukraine has it. There are a lot of things that went on. The whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people. I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
As you saw yesterday, the whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a man named Robert Mueller. An incompetent performance. But they say a lot of it started with Ukraine. Whatever you can do is very important that you do it if that's possible. Okay, stop right there. It sounds like the president, because he brought up Robert Mueller, he was talking about this Russia witch hunt of a collusion.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
And can I just say this here? I hope that people don't think that the president is supposed to look the other way.
Like Obama did.
About this Russia witch hunt collusion. Who masterminded it? Who was behind it?
Yeah.
So they're trying to get to the bottom of it.
They're trying to get to the bottom of it. That's right. And when you say look the other way, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
You all took and have, the media have taken and beat our president over the head with some Russia hosts and all of these damnable names and corruption and collusions whenever the Democrats been the one doing it.
Right.
We have proof that Hillary paid for the dossier, the fake dossier from a foreign entity.
Right.
But
nobody. And why would you go to Russia to get a dossier when the president lives right here in the United States of America?
Right.
That lets me know you were going to get some fake stuff.
Some fake stuff.
To spread that in the media, because she had the left-wing media in her pocket.
But this is the president of the United States. And he wants to have a relationship with these different foreign countries.
Ukraine are our ally.
Yeah. So he wants to have a good relationship with them. And the media do this. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. I would like you to do us a favor, because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it.
Yep.
When the president mentioned Attorney General, Robert Mueller and CrowdStrike, they talking about this Russia witch hunt of a collusion.
That's right.
I don't hear Biden name in this.
I don't see.
They ain't talking about no 2020 election.
Nothing about
they
that.
talking about Russia collusion. But what the media don't want,
that's right,
is the president to investigate who pushed this Russia collusion witch hunt of a hoax.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right.
So let me calm down. President Zelensky came back. Yes, it is very important for me and everything you just mentioned earlier. For me, as a president, it is very important, and we are open for any future cooperation. We are ready to open a new page on cooperation in relations between the United States and Ukraine. For that purpose, I just recall our ambassador from the United States, and he will be replaced by a very competent and very experienced ambassador who will work hard on making sure that our two nations are getting closer. Okay?
I know why he replaced the ambassador.
Because was he crooked?
Crooked. Go.
Yeah. I will. I'm part of the swamp. I will also like and hope to see him having your trust and your confidence and have personal relations with you so that we can cooperate even more so. I will personally tell you that one of my assistants spoke with Mr. Giuliani just recently, and we are hoping very much that Mr. Giuliani will be able to travel to Ukraine, and we will meet once he comes to Ukraine. I just wanted to assure you once again that you have nobody but friends around us. I will make. Go ahead, Sil.
Well,
you want to say something?
Start right there.
Come on,
Can I
I'll
just back up to
bag
Giuliani?
Bag it up.
Because I'm hearing a lot of people ask this one ignorant question.
Come on.
Why did he have Giuliani go and meet? Why did he choose Giuliani?
First of all, the president trusts Giuliani, and that's the president's lawyer.
And that's who he chose
and this
do
is doing this Russia witch hunt.
Yes.
Giuliani was right there.
That's right.
Giuliani has every right to be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, and I'm thinking off of my memory, whenever the new government came into place, there was a lot of excuse me, let me back up.
Come on, back it up.
Whenever President Trump took office, there were some people over there in the Ukraine trying to get a message over here to Trump about the corruption that was going on with the Democrats.
Whoa.
Okay? And from my understanding,
you can understand it.
The ambassador was the one blocking that information to from getting to President Trump to the administration.
Okay, so he must have been in on the fix when it came to that Russia witch hunt.
It's a she.
Oh, the she.
I believe it's a she. Okay, don't quote me, but I believe it's a she. And so then let's fast forward to now with Giuliani going to, because they're trying to establish their relationship. And one thing about our president, he don't want war, he wants peace.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
But Giuliani was on his way over there and he stopped. And said, no, he's not going to go. See, it was too many Obama operatives
over there.
Still there. A slime in the dirt. And they didn't want to get anything done. They want to be corrupt. That's from my understanding.
Well, you know what? It's very important with Giuliani being the president's lawyer that they get to the bottom of this witch hunt. who
Yes.
perpetuated it,
Yep.
who was behind it.
Yep.
I think, again, that the Democrats think that everybody's supposed to look the other way because there's no collusion. Well, we don't want you to find out who did what. And I think it's a lot of powerful Democrats that's involved in the foolishness.
Oh, yes.
And that's why they're pushing this here. They want to distract us with impeachment. They want to take this to pick it apart and take a few words and say, oh, it was some quick pro quo. Oh, it was this. Well, they don't want you looking at them.
Because I believe that a lot of Democrats bullied. I believe that they bullied a lot of these different foreign countries, and they did a lot of that quid pro quo by holding a lot of aids and different things from them unless you do this or unless you do that. Because it's very funny how American dollars go out of America into these foreign countries, but recycle back around to somebody's pocketbook or bank account.
That's right. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Okay, so Zelensky went on to say, I just wanted to assure you once again that you have nobody but friends around us. I will make sure that I surround myself with the best and most experienced people. I also wanted to tell you that we are friends. We are great friends. And you, Mr. President, have friends in our country so we can continue our strategic partnership.
That's right.
I also plan to surround myself with great people. And in addition to that investigation, I guarantee as the president of Ukraine that all the investigations will be done openly and candidly, that I can assure you. Openly. Not hiding something. Openly. Who is this here crowd strike? What happened with this Russia collusion? Because that's what it looked like they were trying to get to the bottom of.
Because what they're doing, what Democrats are doing is trying to cover their own dirt.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And that's why they made up some new dirt. But they don't want us to see their dirt.
That's right. That's right. So the president went on to say, good, because I heard you had a prosecutor who was very good and he was shut down. And that's really unfair. A lot of people are talking about that. The way they shut your very good prosecutor down, and you had some very bad people involved. Come on, I'm going to start right here.
No, you just said it. And you had some very bad, the president is telling them you had some very bad people involved. Go ahead.
Mr. Giuliani is a highly respected man. He was the mayor of New York City, a great mayor, and I would like him to call you. Excuse me. And there's nothing wrong with that because Giuliani is the president's attorney. And they getting to the bottom of, we already know there was no Russia collusion.
That's right.
Now, who pushed it?
Who pushed it? Because $40 million of our tax dollars is gone down the drain.
And if the people that was in power before Zelensky got in there helped push this, they want to get to the bottom of it.
Were they corrupt?
That's right. That's right. The president goes on to say, I will ask him to call you along with the attorney general. Rudy very much knows what's happening, and he is a very capable guy. If you could speak to him, that would be great. The former ambassador from the United States, the woman was bad news, and the people she was dealing with in the Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know that. The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son. That Biden stopped the prosecution of a lot of people, want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. Stop right there.
Stop right there.
Thank you, Snoozy. Okay, now, the president said, we want to talk about, hold on. I just want to let you know that the other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son. Well, we wouldn't have known nothing about Biden's son and about Biden had Biden not got out there and started bragging about what he was doing. And Giuliani went on ahead and brought it to light. You can say Giuliani was a whistleblower too.
That's right.
On Joe Biden.
And that's why Joe Biden want to silence him.
That's right.
From doing interviews.
And the reason why they trying to say that the president was trying to use this to stop Biden is because y'all don't want Biden dirt to get out. No. But what they were doing was investigating. Why did Biden take and blackmail, bribe, and extort the Ukrainian president with our tax dollars and telling them, hey, if you don't fire this prosecutor, who was investigating his
son.
the company his son's working for.
That's right.
Then I'm going to withhold this for you.
Right.
Well, if you look up blackmail, bribery, or extortion, that's what Biden did.
And where is the subpoenas on that?
Now, according to the treaty, according to the treaty that was signed November 10th, 1999, President Trump has every right to call out corruption.
That's right.
Biden, if he corrupt, he corrupt.
He's corrupt.
But the president didn't have to dig up nothing. Biden put all of this out himself.
That's right.
President didn't have to dig up
and
nothing.
And notice, now the president didn't say, I need you to look into Biden.
That's right.
I need you to see what you can find out about Biden and his son. He said the former ambassador from the United States, the woman, was bad news, and the people she was dealing with in the Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know that. The other thing, there's a lot about Biden's son.
There's a lot of talk about Biden's son.
That Biden stopped the prosecution.
That Biden stopped the prosecution. Well, where did the president get that information from? Because Biden was the one that told it.
He didn't have to dig nothing.
He didn't have to dig. It was already out there.
That's right. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution so he can look into it. It sounds horrible to me.
Right.
Notice that the president was talking about the investigation that was previously open, but it was shut down by Biden.
That's right.
Blackmail, bribery, and extortion is a crime. And according to the treaty that Bill Clinton signed, the Ukraine can assist with getting down to the bottom of this crime.
That's right. There you go. And see, that's what the Democrats and the left-wing media and even some on the right don't want you all to
know.
See.
That's
They're going to take this and depict this apart. President didn't do a damn thing wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong.
And one more thing.
Come on.
There is a difference between digging up dirt on someone and referencing the dirt that was already exposed by the perpetrator.
That's right.
There's a difference between that.
There's a difference between that.
And I'm a little tired of the media conflating what went down and what was said. And then I'm a little sick and tired of the people sitting there allowing it to happen.
That bothers me too.
Yes.
Okay, so President Zelensky came back and said, I wanted to tell you about the prosecutor. First of all, I understand that I'm knowledgeable about the situation. Since we've won the absolute majority in the parliament, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, who will be approved by the parliament and will start as a new prosecutor in September. He or she will look into the situation specifically to the company that you mentioned in this issue. The issue of the investigation of the case is actually the issue of making sure to restore the honesty so that we will take care of that and will work on the investigation of the case. On top of that, I would kindly ask you if you have any additional information that you can provide to us. The Ukrainian president, anything else you need to provide to us, because according to this treaty, they can work together when it comes to corruption and criminality.
And where was the pressure? Any pressure?
There was no pressure, none whatsoever. On top of that, I would kindly ask if you have any additional information that you can provide us. It would be very helpful for the investigation to make sure that we administer justice in our country with regards to the ambassador to the United States from Ukraine. As far as I recall, her name is Ivanovich. And I believe she was corrupt, allegedly. It's been alleged she was corrupt. It was great that you get better and better, I predict. You have a lot of assets. It's a great country. I have many Ukrainian friends. They're incredible people. Any quid pro quo?
Any pay for play?
Any pressure? Y'all tell me because I'm reading it.
Yes. We reading it.
We almost finished, you all. President Zelensky. I would like to tell you that I also had quite a few Ukrainian friends that lived in the United States. Actually, last time I traveled to the United States, I stayed in New York near Central Park, and I stayed at the Trump Tower. That's where we stay sometimes.
Yeah.
And look, this man just liked the president. He
Yeah.
liked his style.
Yeah.
Good. He says, I will talk to them and hope to see them again in the future. I also wanted to thank you for your invitation to visit the United States, specifically Washington, D.C. On the other hand, I also want to ensure you that we will be very serious about the case and we work on the investigation. As to the economy, there is much potential for our two countries, and one of the issues that is very important for Ukraine is energy independence. I believe we can be very successful in cooperating on energy independence with the United States. We are already working on cooperation. We are buying American oil, but I am very hopeful for a future meeting. We will have more time and more opportunities to discuss these opportunities and get to know each other bever.
Who would want to meet with somebody in the future if they was being pressured
That's
to
right.
do something
Yeah.
that they didn't want to do?
That's right.
Who?
And why aren't you going along with what the Ukrainian president said? Hey, I wasn't
Right.
pressuring nothing. What are you all talking about?
And the Democrats, they are upset that this man likes the president and he do not want corruption.
That's right. Well, that's because the Democrats are used to corruption.
Used to the corruption.
That's right. Okay. And then he goes on to say, I would like to thank you very much for your support. So the president says, good. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. I will tell Rudy and Attorney General Barr to call. Thank you. Whenever you would like to come to the White House, feel free to call. Give us a date, and we'll work that out. I look forward to seeing you. And this is the president invites everybody to the doggone White House.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to say, well, hey, you can have some time with me at the White House because of this. No. He invites everybody to the White House.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So President Zelensky says, thank you very much. I would be happy to come and would be happy to meet with you personally and get to know you better. I'm looking forward to our meeting, and I also would like to invite you to visit Ukraine and come to the city of Kyiv, which is a beautiful city. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. You have a beautiful country which would welcome you. We have a beautiful country which will welcome you. On the other hand, I believe that on September 1st, we will be in Poland, and we can meet in Poland, hopefully. After that, it may be a good idea for you to travel to Ukraine. We can either take my plane or go to Ukraine, or we can take your plane, which is probably much better than mine.
Oh, my goodness.
Did that sound like two presidents? Hey, I'll meet you here.
Yes.
We can maybe ride on my plane.
Yeah.
What's the big
wrong
deal
with that?
Yeah. Okay. So the president says, okay, we can work that out. I look forward to seeing you in Washington and maybe in Poland because I think we're going to be there at that time. President Zelensky, thank you very much, Mr. President. The president, congratulations on a fantastic job you've done. The whole world was watching. I'm not sure it was so much of an upset, but congratulations. And then Zelensky said, thank you, Mr. President. Bye-bye. And that was the end of the conversation. Now, throughout that conversation, they tried to say there was some quid pro quo, and the president was pressuring somebody, and that is a lie according to what we just read here. How is that pressure by having a normal conversation, and you're talking about corruption, and this treaty allows him to talk about corruption.
And then if you notice something too, you notice that nothing about holding any aid was part of the conversation.
Nothing about that.
Nor was it in the transcript.
Well, wait. Why are they saying that the president tried to withhold aid and that wasn't even part of the conversation?
Wasn't even part of this conversation.
Or even in the transcript.
That's right.
Come on,
look at that lie, you all. This is the lie that they're trying to tell, okay? But the way that the fake as hell news reported it, they took the line that I will say we do a lot for Ukraine. But the very fake news deviated from the transcript and said that the U.S. Congress had approved $400 million in aid for Ukraine, but POTUS put it on hold. See, they took something from a whole nother situation. And the way that I don't even want to call their call letters out, but the fake news reported it. They reported a line from the transcript, but then did commentary around that one line to make it appear like he had held money from this. But that they didn't talk about.
They didn't talk about no aid. See, if you
not
gonna
holding
pin
nothing.
something on somebody, you all made it seem like that was part of the transcript.
The transcript.
They didn't withhold.
Nothing.
They didn't talk about any
Nothing,
aid
none
in
of
this
that.
here transcript.
That's right.
In this on this phone conversation.
That's right.
He didn't say nothing like, well, hey, if you don't do this, I'm gonna withhold aid. But Biden
did.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He said it on the video.
Yes, he did.
They went on to say that when President said, I wouldn't say that it was reciprocal necessarily, it was unclear about what President Trump meant by that. Was he pushing Zelensky to set up? That's what the fake news asked.
Wait a minute.
With this one line. With this one line, that's what the fake news said.
Was he pushing
Zelensky to set up?
He wasn't pushing. Go ahead. You must got it. Come on.
I got it.
Come on. Come on.
It's the fake as hell news.
Come on.
Would have read the entire transcript instead of dissecting specific lines to fit their fake narrative. They would have known that President was talking about Germany and the European countries not doing the same thing as the United States to help the Ukraine. Reciprocal means them giving the same thing.
Right. Reciprocating.
Yes. The Germany, Merkel, they wasn't doing the same thing as we as the United States. The European countries wasn't helping out as much as the United States.
Right.
That's what the president was saying. That's what he meant. But the fake news only took that one little line and then did commentary around it like they didn't know what was going on. Because they're betting on you to be dumb.
And not figure it out.
And not read
here's
it.
what gets me though, Sil. You got even some on the right.
Yes.
Believe it. You didn't read the transcript. Imagine we having a phone conversation and somebody to pick our conversation apart to mean what they wanted to believe. And then you spread that in half the doggone media.
Yes.
This is wrong.
This is wrong. The fake news dissected another part of the transcript. The other thing they said, whenever the president said the other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about it. The fake news reported it like this, that it's unclear what prosecution President Trump was talking about.
Well, then how you gonna make the distinction if it's unclear to you?
Right. But they're saying it's unclear what the prosecution. But if the fake news would have opened their eyes and removed their own hatred, they could have read the next line, which stated, Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution.
That's what the president... You know what?
Do you see how
yes. So what they did was they took little lines and they made their own what they thought it meant and pushed that stuff out there in the media.
Yes. And the way they did it, they only took little snippets of this whole transcript that we just read, put their commentary around it to make it mean this. And now when I hear them saying, they're saying he picked up the phone and called to tell Zelensky to dig up dirt on Biden, which is a political opponent for the 2020 election. And nothing
about 2020 election even came up. It was a very appropriate call, and the left-wing media and some on the right spreaded this foolishness.
They're liars.
You all are straight liars. And then you expect for me to believe you? I don't believe a damn thing y'all say. And another thing,
they're also conspiracy theories.
That's right.
They sit here and talk about we're conspiracy theories. Y'all just set this here up to make it look a certain way.
And they are conspiring to try to take down a duly elected president who was elected by 60-some million people.
Yeah.
That's what they trying to do.
Yeah.
Because we just sat here and we read the whole transcript to you.
That's right.
I don't see no quid pro quo. I don't see no pressure.
No.
I see two men having a general conversation, how one admired the other. I mean,
and he wanted to drain the swamp from his
that's
own
right.
country. He don't want no corruption under there. He want peace.
Right.